Hey everyone, welcome back to English Podcast for You. I'm Leo.
And I'm Lily. We're so glad you're tuning in with us today.
You know, Lily, today's topic is something that, well, it used to make my stomach turn in knots back in college.
Oh, let me guess. Talking to people in suits or asking for money?
Both actually. Today, we're talking about budget requests and how to defend why your college club or your department at work needs actual money.
Wow, yeah, that is so real. I remember the very first time I had to sit in front of the student union board trying to ask for a budget for our photography club. My hands were literally trembling.
Really? You? You always look so calm and collected when you present.
Oh, believe me, inside I was a complete mess. But you learn over time, don't you? It's not just about saying, hey, give us money. It's about learning how to explain why and how every single dollar or pound is going to be spent.
Exactly. And for our listeners learning English, this is a hugely practical topic because in everyday university life or in your future career, you will often need to explain your project ideas and ask for financial support.
That's right. So today we're going to walk through a realistic story, share some natural conversations, and explore 5 key vocabulary words that will make you sound super confident.
Yes. So those 5 key words for today are allocation, funding, breakdown costs, justify, and return.
Keep an eye, or rather keep an ear out for those words as we chat today. Grab a cup of warm tea, take a deep breath, and let's jump right into it.
So, Lily, let's take our listeners back a few years. Imagine you're running a campus drama club, or maybe a student tech group. What is the biggest hurdle when you start planning a major event?
Honestly, realizing that your passion project actually costs real money. You want to build a beautiful set, buy proper microphones, print posters, and suddenly you look at your account balance and it's basically zero.
Yeah, you start with big dreams and end up staring at a blank spreadsheet at 2 a.m., wondering how lights cost so much.
Right. And that brings us to our very first phrase, funding. Funding simply means the money provided by an organization, university, or government for a specific purpose.
Right. So if your club has no funding, you can't really host that guest speaker or rent that campus hall, right?
Exactly. Last week, a listener wrote to us saying, Lily, my team needs extra funding for our year-end exhibition, but our department head said no. And it broke my heart because I've been in that exact position before.
Wait, what did you tell them to do?
I told them, you can't just ask for a lump sum of money. You can't just walk in and say, we need $2,000. You have to break down costs.
Ah, break down costs. That's our second target phrase.
Exactly. When you break down costs, you divide the total amount into small, detailed parts, like $50 for printing, $300 for catering, $200 for equipment rental.
It makes total sense, because if you just say, I need $2,000, the finance committee will probably pause, look at you over their glasses and think, wait, what are they hiding?
Yes, they get suspicious. They want to see every tiny detail so they know you're treating their money with respect.
Okay, so let's act this out for a second. Let's pretend you and I are student leaders in the University Robotics Club.
Oh, I like this. Okay, I'm the club treasurer and you're the club president.
Great. We have a meeting tomorrow morning with Dean Reynolds to ask for our annual budget allocation.
Ooh, nice use of the word allocation. An allocation is the specific amount of money or resource set aside for a particular group or reason.
Exactly. So, Lily, are you ready for tomorrow's pitch to the board?
To be honest, Leo, I'm terrified. Our requested allocation is 30% higher than last year.
30%? Whoa, why did it jump up so much?
Well, remember, we want to enter the regional competition this year. The registration fees alone are $500. Plus, our old soldering irons are unsafe.
Okay. Dean Reynolds is going to ask us to justify that increase. He hates unneeded spending.
I know. That's why I spent all afternoon working on this document. I managed to break down costs line by line. Look here.
Oh, wow, this is super clear. You even separated emergency repairs from basic supplies.
Yeah, but do you think he'll ask about the return on investment? Like what the university gets back from supporting us?
Definitely. We need to explain that winning this competition brings publicity and prestige to the university engineering department.
Step out of character for a second here. How did that feel, Leo?
That felt so natural. And did you notice how all 5 words fit together in a real workplace or college setting?
They really do. Let's pause for a moment and look at that word justify. To justify something means to give a good, valid reason for it.
Right. It's like answering the question, why should we trust you with this money? If you can justify your project, people stop seeing it as an expense and start seeing it as an investment.
That is such a powerful way to put it, Leo, an investment. And that leads right to our 5th word, return.
Yes, in finance, a return, or return on investment, is the benefit or profit you receive after spending time or money.
But in a college club or a nonprofit project, the return isn't always cash, is it?
Exactly. The return might be happier students, better skill building, community impact, or good press for your school.
Exactly. When you show the committee what kind of return they'll see, they feel proud to give you that funding.
Man, I wish someone explained this to me 10 years ago when I was trying to get $50 for pizza for our debate team.
Did you get the pizza money back then?
No. I couldn't justify why pizza was necessary for argumentation skills.
Oh, no. If only you knew how to break down costs back then.
Exactly. And you know what else happens when you go into those budget meetings unprepared?
People get defensive. Oh, absolutely. When the person holding the money feels like you're just demanding funds, they automatically put up a wall.
Right. That's why the way you present your numbers is almost as important as the numbers themselves.
I remember watching a presentation last semester. The student council president came in, super polite, handed everyone a neat one-page summary.
A one-page summary? That's it?
Yep, just one page. But on that page, every single allocation was grouped into simple categories: marketing, equipment, travel. It took the board 2 minutes to understand where the funding was going.
Wow, that makes such a difference. When you don't clutter your report, it's so much easier for people to follow along and agree.
Exactly. They didn't even have to ask her to justify anything because the document did all the work for her.
Man, I should have done that for my debate pizza night. Category: energy supplies for late-night arguments.
See? If you had written it like that, they might have actually given you $20.
$20? Hey, back then, $20 could buy 3 giant boxes of cheese pizza.
That would have saved our whole practice session.
It really would have. But seriously, though, it highlights a mistake so many people make when they first start making budget requests.
What mistake is that?
They focus entirely on what they want to buy instead of why it matters to the person making the decision.
Ah, that is huge. You have to put yourself in the shoes of the financial committee or your department manager.
Exactly. They're not looking at your request thinking, how can I help Leo? They're thinking, is this the best way to use our total funding allocation for this quarter?
Right. Every dollar they give to your project is a dollar they can't give to someone else's project.
Exactly. It's all about resource allocation. So, when you stand up there, you have to show that your project gives the highest return in value or performance or campus engagement.
Let's break that word down again for our listeners, because resource allocation sounds a bit academic, doesn't it?
It does sound a bit like a textbook, but simply put, allocation is just how you share or distribute a fixed amount of resources.
Right. Like if you have 10 slices of pizza and 5 hungry students, your allocation plan is how many slices each person gets.
Perfect analogy. And if one student wants 3 slices, they better justify why they're extra hungry today.
Exactly. I did 20 push-ups, so I need an extra allocation. But, you know, Leo, another challenge learners often mention to me is the vocabulary hurdle during these actual presentations.
Oh, like knowing the financial terms in English?
Yes, they feel confident talking casually with friends, but the moment they enter a meeting room and hear terms like breakdown costs, variance, or fiscal year, they freeze up.
That's so common. When you're speaking a second language, formal business or academic settings add an extra layer of pressure.
It really does. But the secret is you don't need fancy, complicated jargon to sound professional. Using clear, simple, precise words works so much better.
Exactly. Saying, let me break down costs for you is completely natural, highly professional, and everyone in the room instantly understands what you mean.
Right. You don't have to say, allow me to conduct a granular cost-benefit analysis of our expenditure.
Oh gosh, please don't say that. You'll put the dean to sleep before you even finish your sentence.
Exactly. Clear and simple beats complicated every single time.
So let's say a student is preparing right now to ask for funding for a campus art exhibition next month. What is step one?
Step 1. Gather all your receipts and estimates. Before you speak to anyone, get exact numbers. Don't guess.
Right. If a frame costs $12, write down $12. If shipping is $5, add that too.
Exactly, because when you break down costs accurately, it shows you've done your homework. It builds immediate trust.
And step two?
Step 2 is frame your request around the return. Ask yourself, how does this art exhibition help our university or community?
Like bringing local visitors to campus or showcasing student talent?
Yes, exactly that. You're showing them that their funding allocation isn't being wasted, it's creating real, tangible value.
I love that. So gather exact estimates, break down costs, and emphasize the return. That's a bulletproof three-step formula.
It really is. And, even if they can't give you the full amount you requested, often because you were so prepared, they'll give you some funding instead of turning you away completely.
A partial win is still a win. Half a budget is much better than zero budget.
Absolutely. You can still buy half the supplies or maybe 2 pizzas instead of 3.
Speaking of which, remember that robotics club role play we did earlier?
Oh, yeah, President Leo and Treasurer Lily?
Let's jump back into that scenario for a minute, but this time, let's pretend we're actually inside Dean Reynolds' office, doing the real presentation.
Ooh, moment of truth. Let's do it.
Okay, picture this. A huge mahogany desk, walls covered with certificates, and Dean Reynolds sitting there with his arms crossed, listening to us.
Leo, my palms are getting sweaty again just imagining it.
Oh, deep breath, Lily. You've got the spreadsheet. I've got the pitch. We're ready for this.
Okay, I'm ready. You start.
Good morning, Dean Reynolds. Thank you so much for taking the time to meet with us today regarding the Robotics Club budget allocation for the upcoming semester.
Good morning, Dean. As Leo mentioned, we're really excited about our projects this year, especially our plan to compete in the National Robotics Championship.
Now, we know our total funding request is slightly higher than last year, but we've prepared a clear breakdown to explain why every dollar is necessary.
If you look at page 2 of the document, we've managed to break down costs into 3 main areas: safety upgrades for our workshop, parts for the new robot, and competition travel fees.
And, Dean, regarding safety, our current soldering tools are over 6 years old. Upgrading them isn't just about efficiency, it's about ensuring our team members work in a safe environment.
Exactly. And for the competition travel, we're not asking for full coverage. Our members have already raised $300 through our weekend bake sale to help offset the costs.
So, by supporting this request, the university gets incredible visibility on a national stage, and our engineering department gets to showcase top-tier student innovation.
We're confident that the return on this investment, both in student learning and university prestige, will be well worth the allocation.
Ah, wow, Lily, if I were Dean Reynolds, I would sign that check right now.
Right? How could he say no to that? We covered every single base.
Notice how we mentioned that the students raised some money themselves? That's such a smart move in real life.
Oh, absolutely. Showing initiative, showing that you're not just sitting back waiting for a handout, makes people want to support you even more.
It proves that you're invested in your own project. If you put skin in the game, others are much more likely to contribute funding too.
That's a great phrase, put skin in the game. That means taking personal risk or making a personal effort for something you believe in.
Exactly. It shows commitment.
You know, looking back at our dialogue there, did you catch how smoothly all 5 target words flowed when we built a real narrative around them?
Yeah, allocation, funding, break down costs, justify, and return. They didn't feel like random vocabulary words from a list. They felt like tools we needed to tell our story.
And that's the secret to learning English, isn't it? Don't just memorize definitions. Put the words into real scenarios. Practice saying them in sentences that mean something to you.
100%. If you just memorize allocation equals distribution, you might forget it in 2 days. But if you remember budget allocation for the robotics club, it sticks in your memory so much better.
Plus, you get to pretend you're presenting to a scary dean in a fancy office.
Hey, role-playing is a legitimate study technique. Don't knock it.
Oh, I'm not knocking it at all. I use it all the time when practicing my second language. I talk to myself in the kitchen while making coffee.
Really? What do you say?
Today, I'm allocating 2 scoops of coffee beans to justify my energy levels for this morning's podcast.
That is honestly the best justification for drinking coffee I have ever heard in my entire life.
Hey, it works, and the return on investment is a very focused Lily for the next 2 hours.
See, that right there, that is proof that you can take business and academic vocabulary and bring it into your everyday life.
Absolutely. You don't need to wait for a formal business presentation to use these words. The more you play with them in casual settings, the more natural they will feel when you do need to use them in high-stakes situations.
Exactly. Practice in low-pressure moments so that in high-pressure moments, the words just flow effortlessly.
So let's do a quick recap for everyone listening at home or on their walk or during their commute.
Sounds great. What was our first core word today, Lily?
Our first word was funding. Remember, funding is the financial support or money provided for a specific project, event, or organization.
Right, like asking your university for extra funding to buy modern equipment.
And our second phrase was break down costs.
Which means to separate a big total price into clear, itemized details so people can see exactly where every dollar is going.
Exactly. Don't just ask for $1,000. Break down costs so they see $500 for materials, $300 for shipping, and $200 for permits.
Word number 3 was allocation.
An allocation is the specific amount of money or resources designated or assigned to a particular team, department, or goal.
Right, like your club's yearly budget allocation.
And word number 4, justify.
To justify means to provide a good, strong reason explaining why something is necessary, valuable, or correct. Like when you justify why your team needs new soldering irons by pointing out that the old ones are a safety hazard.
Spot on. And finally, our 5th target word was return.
In this context, return refers to the positive outcome, benefit, or value that comes back to the sponsor after they invest their time or money in your request.
Exactly. Showing them that the return on their investment is publicity, student success, or valuable skills learned.
Man, what a fantastic set of tools for any English learner looking to advance their communication skills in university or at work.
It really is. And remember, standard English isn't about using big, confusing words to impress people. It's about being clear, being honest, and connecting with your listener.
So true, Lily, so true. If you can speak with clarity and back up your ideas with calm confidence, people will naturally want to support you.
Absolutely. So to everyone tuning in to English Podcast for You today, we want to give you a little homework challenge.
Homework? Ooh, I love a good challenge. What is it?
Try writing 3 short sentences in the comments section below using today's words. You can pretend to ask for funding for a fictional project or explain how you would justify a small budget allocation.
Yes, write them out, practice saying them out loud in your room, and read each other's ideas. It's such a great community way to learn together.
We love reading through your messages and seeing how much progress you're all making week after week. It genuinely makes our day.
It really does. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us today on English Podcast for You.
Keep practicing, keep staying curious, and don't be afraid to speak up and justify your awesome ideas.
Until next time, everyone, take care.
Bye, everyone.